How was your day? And how are you doing today? It's been a while that we have our live training like this, and it's good to welcome all of you back after a short while. And we are here once again to have this training. And I would like to welcome all of you, our viewers and our learners from everywhere around the world, where you are coming from, you are joining us from Nigeria, from Ethiopia, from Zambia, from Lesotho, from Gambia, from India, anywhere you are joining us from Cameroon, anywhere you are joining us from Ghana. I want to recognize all of you for taking time to be part of this training. Once again, we want to appreciate all of you. We want to welcome all of you for another segment or another session of this training for the month of July. We started this training last year, June, and so we have passed June. So practically we can say that we have been doing this training for over a year now, and we have impacted a lot of lives. A lot of people have gotten certificate. I think about over 3,000 people have gotten certificate from this training. They have gotten knowledge, they have gotten certificate to support the knowledge they have gotten from this training. So this training has helped a lot of people to come to understand what peace is all about, what peace and conflict management is all about. And then also they learn alternative dispute resolution. They learn other skills like conflict resolution, arbitration, all of negotiation, mediation. Do you understand? All these skills has been learned from this training. And today we are going to also do another segment of this training, and it's going to be on peace and sustainable development. Do you understand? This is what we are going to look at today. And my name is Ambassador Tahule Joshua. I am the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and I have been your anchor for this period I have talked about. That is over a year now. We have been doing this training, and I have been the one taking you throughout. I think I deserve some level of applause. All right, because I have at least impacted in the lives of over 3,000 people that have participated in this program. So I think I deserve recognition as well. I deserve an award, is it not so? But we have just started. More level of impact is coming up, and we are going to take it on a higher dimension. And then from time to time, we'll be meeting live like this. But apart from this, we are designing a platform where you can learn at your own pace, at your own time, you understand, and get certificate in many of our courses as possible. We are working on videos, we are working on training schedules where you can participate and get the result you want. Do you understand? So this is what we are doing. So I would like to welcome all of you joining us all around the world. If you join us, you let us know where you're joining us from, your name, your country, where you're joining us from. It will help us to know how many countries have been participating in our training. All right, so you can tell us like your name, and then you say I'm from Nigeria. Do you understand? That will help us. Oh, I'm from Lesotho. Okay, I have a Motebe now from Lesotho now. Do you understand? So these are the things I want to see. So I want to know where you are joining us from, and that will help us to ascertain where we are going to expand, because the institute is expanding its branches. Do you understand? We're having branches, and we would like to know if you are joining us in a particular country, we will know that okay, people are aware that we are existing, and we extend our branch in those countries. And luckily, you may be the one to represent us there, having received our training. Do you understand? So I would like to welcome all of you for today's training, and I hope that you are going to stay tuned. All right, no matter what the network is, try and get connected. To also join the training, you can also you can share it on your page. Do you understand? And to also join the training, and even although we are starting today, the registration is still going on. You can still share with someone to register to be part of the training. Do you understand? So, like I said, my name once again is Ambassador Tahule Joshua. I am the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and I have been your facilitator for this 1 year that we have been doing this training, and we are just starting. All right, we are not going to stop. The level of impact is going to be more massive as we progress. So today we are going to look at peace and sustainable development. Peace and sustainable development. All right. And before I continue, let me tell you that in this training, for this training, we will be having this training Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, and Sundays. We are going to exclude them from this training going forward. Do you understand? So we'll be having it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That is 5 days in a week, and same time that we are having it today. Do you understand? All right. So Prince, thank you. Prince Tamba from Cameroon, thank you. And then Patricia from Zambia, thank you. And then Duke from Ethiopia, thank you. And Simon Miyong from Ethiopia, thank you as well. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you. And then also we thank our coordinator in Zambia, Barrister Chirifaya Sewale. Thank you for joining us all the way from Zambia. She's our coordinator. She's doing an amazing job to make sure that the institute is taking shape in Zambia. We appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training, and our members who have joined, Ajud Edom David, thank you also for being part of today's training. All right, let's go ahead with today's business. Today we'll be looking at sustainable peace and sustainable development. You can agree with me that peace and sustainable, or peace and development, go hand in hand. Do you understand? And where there is peace, there is development, of course. And where there's no peace, there is no development. All right? Because it's only when you have peace that you can think of developing yourself, or developing institution, or developing your community or your society. Can people who are in RDP camps now think about any form of infrastructural development? They may not even likely think of going to school. They are only, what is on their mind now is survival. Do you understand? It's not about education, because education may be least of the things that they may want to hear. What they want to see now is a kind of, what kind of survivor are they going to afford in RDP camps? Do you understand? So that's what they are going to look at it. They are talking about what kind of medication should we fall sick now? What kind of medication are we going to receive in RDP camps? And that's where we have some of these international organizations and non-governmental organizations coming in to assist. Do you understand? But that level of assistance cannot be termed as development. Do you understand? We call it humanitarian aids. Humanitarian aids are not developmental. Do you understand? They are just intervention programs that aim at bringing relief to those that are in need at a particular point in time. So they are not development. Do you understand? So people who have been displaced, people who are scattered all over, cannot think of any form of development. Can the people in Gaza think of development now? They built today, tomorrow is being destroyed. So what form of development is that? So where there's lack of peace, there's lack of development. And where there is peace, there's development. And then we can talk about sustainable peace, and then we can also talk about sustainable development. When peace is sustained, development is also sustained. But whenever peace is, is frustrated, right, development is also frustrated. I get a point now. So that's why we have to, at all costs, maintain all of them. Sustainable peace, sustainable development. Do you understand? So if we must achieve any form of development that can stand the test of time, then definitely we must look at development that is sustainable. All right, we must look at development that spans a period of time. All right, I have Mr. Japheth joining us from Cote d'Ivoire. That's good. And then we have Nana from in Ghana. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And of course, Sozo Emma from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us. And then, so these are the things we are talking about here. Do you understand? So peace is very, very, very important for development to thrive. Where there is no reasonable peace, there cannot be any reasonable development. It's very important that we should understand this. Where there is no reasonable peace, there will be no reasonable development. All right. So it's very, very critical. So in all that we are doing, I am telling you that if we don't have peace, we cannot develop anything. If we develop something today and tomorrow conflict erupts, that conflict will destroy your development. All right. Conflict destroys every forms of development. Human capital development, conflict destroys it. Infrastructural development, conflict destroys it. Social amenities, it destroys it. Social cohesion, it destroys it. Do you understand? So conflict destroys every form of development you can think of. Do you understand? So that is why we should not give conflict a chance to play a part in our systems. In countries where we are experiencing conflict, they cannot think of development. Do you understand? That's why you cannot talk of, you are talking about development in Somalia. What form of development? You build today, tomorrow destroys. In Nigeria, the same thing. Do you understand? In Sudan, South Sudan, we are having conflict in all of these countries. So what do you think? All right. So these are the issue. Gloria from Namibia, you're welcome. And Jen Wakesa from Kenya, our coordinator there. Thank you very much. So I appreciate all of you for taking time to join this training. And then we have Bojongo Justin from Congo. We thank you from this our coordinator in Congo as well. Do you understand? And we appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. All right, we actually acknowledge the effort people are making in your various countries to make this program work and stand the test of time in your country as well. Now, today we are going to cover about 4 modules in this training. All right, we are going to cover about 4 modules in this training, and in module 1 we'll be looking at introduction to peace and sustainable development. That's what we'll be looking at in module 1, and we have 3 units in this module. So every day we'll cover 1 unit. Every day of our training will cover 1 unit. Do you understand? In module 2 we'll be looking at conflict analysis and resolution. All right, and here too we have about 3 modules, and this is what we're going to 3 units rather, and this is what we're going to cover. So every day we'll be taking 1 unit. And then in module 3 we're going to look at environmental sustainability and development. You understand? That's what we're going to cover in module 3, and we have also 3 units here that we're going to cover. And then of course we have module 4 as well. And so in module 4, what are we going to cover in module 4? Let me get it for you. In module 4 we are going to cover upcoming. So but these are basic modules that we're going to cover. So in module 4 we're going to look at peace and sustainable development practice. Do you understand? So what we're going to cover, all right, in this training. So make yourself available. Try as much as possible not to miss any of our classes, so that you can follow up and understand what we're talking about. All right. So today we are going to look at module 1, unit 1, and in unit 1 we are going to look at understanding peace and conflict. Understanding peace and what? Conflict. This is what we're going to look at today. So when you talk about peace and when you talk about conflict, these are complex terms. These are complex what? Concept. because they means a lot of things. All right. So, because when we talk about peace, it's not just an absence of violence. It's not just an absence of war. It go beyond war, physical war. Do you understand? Peace means a lot of things. Do you understand? And then, of course, conflicts can also means a lot of things, because we have different level of conflicts. Do you understand? We have conflicts that are intrapersonal. We have conflicts that are interpersonal. And then we have conflicts that are just mere disagreement. Do you understand? Conflicts that are not necessarily armed conflicts. Do you understand? Conflicts that are not necessarily destructive in nature. Do you understand? But they are term conflicts, because I can tell you that a simple disagreement means conflict. Do you understand? So these are the things that we are looking at here. So a simple disagreement means conflict. And then when conflict becomes so destructive and sophisticated in terms of arms that are being used, we can say this is an armed conflict, and it can become war. Do you understand? It depends on the level of the conflict. Do you understand? So these are the things. So these are complex terms. And of course, when we're talking about peace, peace is very fragile. Yes, very, very fragile. Because you are trying to do something to sustain peace here, and then something just come up today and destroy the whole effort you have put in place. That's why we need to raise peace ambassadors everywhere. Do you understand? That's why we have to have people that are, that social, agent of social change. We have to have them everywhere, planted them around the world, so that in their communities they can help to forestall the occurrence of conflict, because it's very, very important. Do you understand? So these are the things that we're talking about here today. So I want you to get that. All right? So peace and conflict, like we say, are complex concepts, all right? And they have several dynamics, and they have several drives. Do you understand? The things that drive peace, the things that drive conflict, they have several drivers, all right? Several enhancers. Do you understand? So, but let's look at the concept, all right? Let's try to define the concepts so that we can have an in-depth understanding of what we're talking about. So when we talk about peace, what are we referring to? All right? What are we referring about when we talk about peace? All right, Musa from Gambia, thank you. So what are we talking about? What is peace? We said that peace represents a state of harmony, all right, an absence of what? Violence, and also a respect for human rights and dignity. All right. We say peace is a state of harmony, an absence of violence, and a respect for what? Human rights and dignity. So when the human rights of the people are abused, or when the rights of people are being abused, then there may not be bullet, there may not be AK-47, but I can tell you categorically that there's no peace. When the rights of the people are being abused, then there's lack of peace. Because when we're talking about peace, it means that the rights of the people must be respected. Do you understand? The rights of the people must be respected. That's what amounts to peace. But where these rights are being denied and abused, then there's no peace. Not at all. There's no peace. You understand? So that's why it is. So now, let's look at the fact that we talk about absence of violence. When we talk about absence of violence, we're saying, okay, one would have said that if there's no violence, then definitely we're enjoying peace. We can call that negative peace. All right? John Gutton called that negative peace. That's why we have what we call positive peace and negative peace. Negative peace is merely an absence of violence. That's what negative peace is all about. But when we talk about positive peace, it encompasses the state of harmony that I'm talking about, the absence of violence, and the respect to human rights and dignity. All right, it encompasses every form of development, a functional government or governing system that we can regard that as a positive peace. Otherwise, we can say that it's negative peace. When we are enjoying relative peace, where there are no form of armed conflict or violence, but where there are discriminations, where there are issues of marginalizations, where there are issues of nepotism, where there are issues of sectionalism or tribalism, all right, when you see these things happening out, then it means that there is no what peace. When there are religious um, differences that are creating tension, I can tell you categorically that there's no peace. Or we can call we are enjoying relative peace, which is equivalent to what we're saying negative peace. Do you understand? Because I can tell you that negative peace equates what we call relative peace. So when you hear people make statement that we're enjoying relative peace, it means that they're enjoying negative peace. Peace merely based on the absence of violence. That's what it is. So peace is more than the absence of war. It encompasses social justice, all right, human rights, and sustainable development. Development in all spheres. All right? So development in all spheres. That's what it is. So social justice, human rights, and sustainable development. This is what, when we talk about social justice, it means a lot of things. All right? It means a lot of things. So Seba from Sierra Leone and Kochera from Botswana, thank you all. And Abba from Nigeria, thank you all for taking time to be part of today's training. I appreciate all of you. All right, so these are the things that we're talking about here. Do you understand? All right, let's look at what conflict is all about. So we have defined peace. We say peace encompasses what? Social justice, human rights, and sustainable development. All right, let's look at what conflict is all about. We say conflict is an indication of a situation of disagreement or a discord arising from differences in interests, values, or goals. So if my interest differs from yours, automatically we are having conflict, because I am going north, you are going south. I am going east, you are going west. Our interest is at the loggerhead. So what that means is that there is no peace, there's conflict, disagreement, lack of mutual interest is an indication of conflict. But by the time both of us have mutual interest and we are heading in the same direction, it means that we have peace. That is, there's an agreement. And it takes two to work together when they agree. It takes two, even the Bible says, can two work together except they agree. So if we're going in the common direction, it means that we have agreed. But once we stand at a varied point, it means that we are experiencing conflict. So a mere disagreement, an indication of different interests, what that means is that there's no conflict. You understand? There's no peace, rather. There's no peace. So that's what that means. So conflicts can just be a mere disagreement. It can be differences in values. All right, let me give you one critical example. We have value systems. Our belief system, for instance. You believe in Islamic religion, I believe in Christianity. All right, now automatically there's a conflict. Do you understand? Because we are practicing different belief systems. You are a traditionalist, you are a Hindu, you are a Judaism, or you are atheist. All of these are different belief systems. Do you understand? And when we meet, we begin to view and mirror people from our belief perspectives. And then it creates a kind of limitation. It creates a kind of barrier. There's a level that you cannot go with the person because of belief systems. Are you getting me?